Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 1st to the 15th, 2021 reading. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Leo. September 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. All right. So at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. Let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Hermit, which is Virgo energy. Coming through, if we're born on the cusp with Virgo, or we have Virgo energy within our chart, that's going to be coming through very strongly as a rooting, a grounding power for us. And then we have the Sun. It's turning inward, really brings us blessings. So this is not a time for everybody else. Like, this is not a time to, find the answers out there. It's the time of finding a lot of answers inside. We have the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Universe, which is the world, we have the Hangman, and we have the Nine of Wands. Then we have our emotional self. We have the Moon, which is Pisces energy. If we have Pisces energy within our natal chart, that's coming through very powerfully at our heart. And then we have the Tower. There's a fear around change also during this time that just has to be noted, but also there is going to be this pushing out of our comfort zone, so we can feel like, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on? I feel so overwhelmed. I don't know which way that I'm going, and fear can just absolutely take over. When we see that fear take over, we kind of have to nip it in the bud so that we can be able to move forward the way that we need to and not be held back by fear, by doubt. The Seven of Swords comes forward. There's going to be trickiness in the external world, meaning the outside world, meaning that not everybody's going to tell us the truth, but there are also going to be certain things that we ourselves are kind of like keeping to ourselves, so just be mindful of that. And then we have the Six of Wands celebration. We're also learning what to take with us, what to move forward with, and what to kind of say, you know what, no, I don't want this, I don't need this. it isn't for me right now. So let's look at the energy we have to be mindful of during this time. Angels, oh goodness, and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, we have 2 here. We have the Prince of Swords, which is going to be air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And then we have the Princess of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We could be mindful, have to be mindful of ourselves right here, kind of running forward without thinking. So we have to make sure that we think about things, that we put the forethought in it before we just act, because with the Knight of Swords, there's a sense of just act, just go, just do, just, keep on moving. And if you keep on moving, you're obviously doing something right. And sometimes being still, as we can see from our root, is going to be one of the best things for us. This is also going to be a time with the Princess of Wands where kind of the Princess of Wands, in its negative sense, and all the princesses are this, is that they act like a princess, like I'm entitled to XYZ because. And though we have innate human rights, the way we move forward, the way we connect, the way we work towards our goals, that's what opens up the doors for us. So if we come in contact with a person who's like, you know what, I'm entitled to this because, it's like, okay, well, no, that's not necessarily true. But because they're talking the fire sign language, they're talking about passion and determination and focus and insight and, all this stuff, we're going to think, yeah, I'm right there with you. They're reckless. And we need to be mindful of their recklessness. We need to be mindful of the way that they're moving forward and the fact that they're not always thinking things through. Also, the Knight of Swords is somebody who comes in kind of like a savior, kind of like, this white knight on their horse to sweep you out of danger and or to make everything better. But this person isn't going to be able to follow through. This person doesn't have what it takes to follow through. And we're looking at this energy because they are the energies to be mindful of. We're looking at them in their negative sense, not in their positive sense. So do be mindful of that. It moves us to our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And that's the crown chakra, which is peace. During this time, we need to be crowned in peace. And if we do not crown ourselves in peace, we kind of need to step back and say, okay, where am I out of harmony with myself? Why am I out of harmony with myself? How can I embrace a crown of peace? I'm moving forward in peace, in love, in understanding, in beauty of self. This moves us then to the root of the hermit. I need to turn inward. I need to quiet the world. I need to quiet myself and open up the door and say, this is me. This is what I desire. It's also being illuminated by our dreams, by our hopes, by our desires, by seeing and saying what we need in our lives and where we want to be. Is it going to please everyone? No. But we're always going to displease someone. There's always going to be something that happens that somebody doesn't agree with. And so here, when we sit in our power, in our understanding, where we say to the rest of the world, because our inner self is going to be concerned about this, like, I just can't be everyone, everything for everyone. And we start to really embrace our own self. And we have that quiet, we have that serenity, we have that understanding. It brings us to the place of realizing that the sun shines within us, that we're meant for greater things than we have even realized. And as we embrace this passion and this beauty, as we open up the door to blessings, we start to shine with a light. Now, this light of intention, this light of tenacity, this light of beauty and insight and wonderment, this is going to be something that people can get really annoyed of, and they want to take us by eyes. So what this means is that when they see the light shining within us, they think, why you and not me? And it's like, okay, well, you haven't been on the same journey I have, and I haven't been on the same journey you have. So we're going to come to different destinations. We're going to see things differently, and I'm letting my light shine. Is that person? It's not your job to have them have their light shine. And that's going to be something that we have to know during this time. It's not my job to make everybody else happy, but it is my job during this time to let this light shine in the darkness because of the moon and in the daylight because of the sun. I let my passion, my beauty, my brilliance, my understanding of me shine. And it moves us to the Nine of Wands. It moves us to this place where I cannot please everyone, and I'm not going to try anymore. I move forward knowing what I want. I move forward knowing I've been in this battle. I've been in this war. I've been through this hurt and through this pain and through this disappointment. And I'm not going to let others bury me. I'm not going to let others deny me. And as we do this, we can find that we have headaches, that our muscles hurt us and stuff like that because we're not going to take the time to take care of ourselves. We need to take care of ourselves in order to let the blessings come forward, in order to look at things differently, in order to gain an understanding of ourselves and what we desire. And it moves us to the Hangman. We don't see things the same way right now, or probably ever again. We don't see things the same way as everybody else, as we used to see them. We're starting to really embrace a new identity of thought and understanding, a new world of being, because we're walking into the other world. Now, this is the spiritual world. This can be the understanding of our creative power, letting that insight shine forward. But during this time, especially inwardly, we can feel very different from the people around us. It's kind of like, I don't understand why everybody's seeing things this way, or, talking about things this way, when I see things this way, and, am expressing it this way. So we can feel like an outsider, but we're not an outsider. We are becoming more and more inside ourselves, and it moves us to the universe. It moves us to opening up the door, going after what we desire, embracing our passion and our tenacity, and realizing that the door isn't closed. There has been a time when we were looking at things, it's kind of like, okay, maybe the door is closed, maybe I can't move forward that way. But because we're seeing things differently now, and we're embracing this difference, we start to see that not only is the world open to us, but the universe, meaning that there is no bound that can hold you back. There is nothing that will keep you from where it is that you need to be, Leo. So during this time, we are embracing this tenacity, this understanding, this sense of there is more out there than I ever even realized. And it brings us to patience. It brings us to the 7 of Pentacles, where it says, be patient, because what divinity has planned for us is sweeter than we could ever know. Be patient, because what is coming forward is more than we expected, is more than we thought. And so during this time, our patience moves to our prosperity, to our abundance, to our bounty, to ourselves. And this is a time where if we rush it, yeah, okay, we can kind of get what we thought we wanted. But if we let it ripen, it's kind of like if you take all the strawberries or you take all the fruit and you cut it all up and you smother it in sugar, okay, it's sweet because you just put sugar all over it. But if you let the fruit ripen, and you let it become juicy and delicious, well, then it's really, really better than sugared fruit. And so during this time, it's like, be patient. Be patient. We can rush it and have an imitation of something, but it's an imitation of something that's grander than we even imagine. And it moves us to the moon. And it moves us to this place within our heart where we're really facing a lot of fears because we have the Tower coming in. It's like, am I afraid? I am afraid of change. That's just going to be a statement. Now, we might not necessarily be afraid of change. We could really want this change, be really excited for this change, but it's kind of like, I'm excited, scared. I'm excited, totally worried. That type of energy is going to be here. The moon comes forward, and the moon is saying that in the shadows come ideas that we never had. Like, not that we never had, but we never thought we could have. Comes insight into things that we didn't think could be ours. So with the shadows, with the moon, it comes a different illumination of the space that we are in. And we don't know where the monsters are. My nephew, he woke up, from a bad dream, and the light was on the phone. We went in there and checked on him, and he saw the shadow on the ceiling. And he was like, oh my gosh, it's a monster. Like, oh my gosh, he was so scared. Until we showed him, like, it's a shadow. You can see the shadow of my glasses. You can see the shadow of, your teddy bear. It's a shadow. And then he calmed down. And that's going to be kind of the thing that we have to do. It's like, there's a shadow. It's okay. It's okay. It's not a monster. It's okay. It's not going to be there to rip us down or to terrify us. It's there to teach us. And maybe that teaching does scare us for a moment. But we stand in the power. We stand in the understanding. And we're like, oh, wow. I survived that. Like, I walked through that scary moment. I'm braver, and now I know what shadows are. Now I know what to look for. And I can turn something that was scary into something that, now I make shadow puppets on the wall. And he just laughs and laughs and laughs. So this is a time where we start to see this, and we start to embrace the change that the moon brings, the change of the power of self, the change of our ideas and intuitions and desires and wants and needs. And it brings us to a place of quiet. It brings us to a place of beauty. And it brings us to this place where it's like the symphony of the night, where you have the crickets and the frogs and the wind coming together and the susurration through the trees, where all of a sudden it's a symphony that we don't take time to listen to. And the Tower is taking us out of our comfort zone and saying there's more here than you realize. Look at it. See it. Understand you. Move forward in this way. And you will be amazed at what comes forward, at what becomes and embraces and enhances. And it moves us to the 7 of Swords. We're taking what we need and we're leaving the rest. We're taking what we desire and want and what we're gaining an understanding of. And we're saying to the rest of it, okay, I'm done. I don't need this anymore. I'm not dragging this forward into the public arena. I'm done. I'm done with the chaos. I'm done with the hurt. I'm done with the disappointment. I'm done with, the naysaying that was that was spoken over me years ago, and that I keep on going back to and thinking that it's the truth of my life. It isn't. Now, this is also a time where we're not always going to get the full truth about things. There are going to be things where we're kind of left out of the conversation at times. And so we have to step back and say, okay, I see that. I see that. I get that, people are doing things or going forward in things in their way. And I don't need to feel like they're leaving me out. Just as we're going to be going forward in things in our way, and we're not going to be leaving other people out on purpose. So that's going to be important, because there's a sense here with the Nine of Wands where we're trying to do what everybody says, but there can also be the sense of everybody's talking about me. Everybody's talking about me. Everybody has this idea for me, and that can kind of come into the waking world as a bit of who do I trust? Who do I trust and why do I trust them? So just moving forward in peace, letting our own light shine forward through the moon, through the sun, is going to be tremendous. Looking at the change that we're experiencing right now and saying, you know what, I'm opening that door, I'm walking through it. And that leads us to the Six of Wands. That leads us to being able to celebrate ourselves honestly and powerfully and beautifully, saying, I'm worth it. I celebrate me. I embrace me. I go after what I desire and I want and I need, and I honor and I love me. And that just opens us up in a way that is beautiful, in a way that we've been waiting for. We could have been waiting for this from other people, but now we get it from ourselves. And that is exquisite. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And that's the Lord. This is Aries energy. We need to be mindful of this domineering power. We need to be mindful of somebody else thinking that they know our lives for us, or, thinking that because I said so, it has to be done. At work, at home, there needs to be a give and a take, not just a demand. And so that's going to be something that we really need to be mindful of. Also that we can rebel against, especially at work, when our boss says, because I said so. And we're like, well, you're not necessarily right. And we're going to actually be right and they're not. So just be mindful of this, because you do have to do what your boss says at times, even if it doesn't make sense. So not in a hurtful, harmful way, but in a way if they want all the papers stapled in this way and you're looking at them and you're like, that makes no sense whatsoever. Sometimes it just has to be done, right? So then it moves us to our subconscious chakra message, which is flexibility. This is the sacral chakra, flexibility of soul, of self, of creativity, of sexual energy, of what we desire in life. This brings us to break the current of the chaotic energy of the past hurts and traumas that are also stored in the sacral chakra. So when we say, you know what, I'm embracing wisdom, because this is a stance of wisdom, I'm embracing wisdom, I'm embracing, flexibility of soul and spirit and self and desire, I'm opening up that door, we start to see the stagnant energy falling away. And we also start to see ourselves being able to call out that stagnant energy when it comes forward and being like, no, you don't have a place here. It moves us to our subconscious rooted energy, which is the moon. The moon has a very powerful place here for us, Pisces. If we have this within our chart, it's coming through profoundly. If we have a Pisces energy in our lives, they're coming forward profoundly, rooting us, guiding our hearts. This is going to be a time where we're transforming. We're transforming what once held us back into what illuminates our path, what guides us in a direction we didn't know we needed to walk. It's a calmer, gentler light that we are going to be attracted to during this time. And that leads us to an understanding, to a beauty, to a blessing that opens our eyes in a miraculous way. It really is miraculous. And it moves us then to our subconscious inner self. And it brings us to the Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, prosperity, bounty, success. A sense of nurturing that which brings forward wealth, which moves our wealth forward in a way that brightens our world, enlightens our world, and guides us, heart, spirit, and self. It moves us then to our subconscious energy, emotional energy, which is the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is celebration. It's marriage to an idea, or marriage in general. It can be moving forward to the strengthening of our relationships. It is a sense of celebration, beauty, hopes, dreams, passion, power coming forward in a way that shines our heart, in a way that says, bounty is moving forward in the horizon. It is the opening of dreams. It is a new job, it is a new house, it is a new business, or it is a being able to celebrate ourselves in where we are right now, being able to dance to the music that plays within us, the bounty that is a part of ourselves, and really being able to embrace joy and bliss and happiness, which can seem odd when we have the moon and the tower, but they're not negative things. They're just saying, there's a time of powerful change. And that powerful change takes us to a place that pushes us out of our comfort zone, but actually brings us to a place of celebration. It moves us then to our subconscious public message, which is the 10 of Wands. I'm putting down the burden that has been dragging me down, that has been exhausting me, that has been denying me, and I am embracing the sky and the stars and the sun and the moon. I'm embracing so much more than I ever imagined could be mine. And I'm letting my passion, my power, I'm letting it shine. I'm letting it guide me forward. I'm letting it, I'm letting myself create with it. And it create with me. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the bounty and the beauty that is coming forward. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo.